Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're digging into something pretty wild, an ancient secret that's now backed up by modern science, and it could totally change the way you garden forever. Seriously.
All right, let's just jump right in with a fascinating question. What if a plant could have its own alarm system? I mean, what if it could build its own suit of armor, on command, before a pest even showed up? And look, this might sound like science fiction, but it's not. This is a real, fundamental biological trigger that's built into every single plant on this planet. It's this dormant power that, for decades, we've kind of ignored in favor of chemical sprays.
So, the story here actually starts way back with a coastal mystery. We're talking 18th century France. Farmers there noticed something really weird. Their coastal gardens were mysteriously pest-free, while inland crops were getting hammered. People just chalked it up to coastal luck or salt air. And that mystery wasn't solved until 1980. That's when Dr. Hodwiger at Washington State finally cracked the code. The secret ingredient? A compound called chitin. Now here's the crucial part. Chitin is found in the shells of insects and the walls of fungi, the enemy. But it is not found in plants. So for a plant, sensing chitin is like hearing an air raid siren. It is an unmistakable signal that war is coming. And this is where it gets really cool. The way this works is just fascinating. When you add crustacean shells, crab, shrimp, lobster shells, to your soil, you're not just fertilizing. You're creating what scientists call a molecular ghost. This ghost completely tricks the plant. Its roots sense the chitin in the soil, and it basically freaks out, behaving as if it's being swarmed by millions of insects, even when there's nothing there. This triggers something called pattern-triggered immunity. It's literally like a vaccine for the plant, getting it to build up all its defenses before an attack ever happens. And the plant's response is just incredible. It turns itself into a living fortress in 3 stages. First, its cell walls literally thicken up into biological armor that bugs can't bite through. Second, it launches chemical warfare on the inside, flooding its tissues with natural antibiotics. And third, this is wild, its leaves start secreting enzymes that can actually dissolve the exoskeletons of attacking insects on contact.
So you've got to be asking the question, right? If this natural system is so powerful, so elegant, why isn't this the standard everywhere? Why did we ever choose toxic chemicals over this?
Well, the answer really lies in 2 totally different economic models. The chitin approach is a preventive economy. The whole goal is prevention, building long-term health. And, well, you can't patent a crab shell. The pesticide model, on the other hand, is a reactive economy. It needs a problem, it needs an infestation to happen first, so it can sell you a cure. It creates a profitable cycle of dependency. And when we say profitable, we mean it. The global pesticide market is a $25 billion industry. It's built entirely on a simple premise. You'll wait for a bug, you'll feel fear, and then you'll buy a poison. And you can see this play out perfectly in a story from the 1980s. There was this revolutionary chitin-based product called clandocin, but it went up against methyl bromide, a harsh chemical. Clandocin worked with nature, feeding microbes to build long-term defense. But the industry favored the chemical's predictable, lethal, kill-everything logic, even if it meant you had to reapply it every single year.
The science behind clandocin was just groundbreaking. Dr. Rodriguez Cabana discovered that chitin wasn't acting as a poison at all. It was food. It fed this dormant army of beneficial microbes in the soil, which then woke up and hunted down crop-destroying nematode eggs, and they'd keep doing it for years.
But here's the thing. This ancestral wisdom isn't lost. And the best part? You can actually reactivate this incredible defense system in your own garden, starting today. So let's get into how you can do it. Okay, so how do you put this into practice? Based on all the university research, there are 2 really effective ways. First is root zone inoculation. This is fantastic for heavy feeders like tomatoes and peppers. You just mix 2 to 3 tablespoons of crustacean meal right into the planting hole. It gives the plant that vaccine effect right from the get-go. The second method is a soil amendment. This is for the long-term health of your entire garden. You'll want to work about 5 to 10 pounds per 100 square feet into your beds. This is what builds that resilient ecosystem and feeds that underground army over time. And you'll know this is working not just because you see fewer bugs. You will literally see it in the plants themselves. You'll see a change in what's called their phenotype, their physical appearance. The research shows that treated plants get visibly stronger with darker, waxier leaves. That's the physical proof of their new biological armor. this whole thing is really about a fundamental shift in our mindset. For so long, we've been in this rush to dominate nature with chemistry, to sterilize our environment. And in the process, I think we forgot how to speak the plant's own language.
So, we'll leave you with this thought to chew on. What would your garden look like if it didn't need you to be its bodyguard 24/7? What new level of health and abundance could you unlock if your garden could finally defend itself? It's pretty amazing to think the answer was right there all along, waiting in the discarded shells of the sea.